Congresswoman Julie Johnson, thank you so much. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. So you're always at these breakfasts. Why are these events so important?
Well, this country was founded on the back of labor, and it's important to always remember your history and remember where we're going in the future. We have a lot of hardworking folks that work in this country and work in Texas, and Labor Day is a day to come together and celebrate that effort and their commitment to making this country great. And so it's always my pleasure to be here at the AFL-CIO Labor Day breakfast.
And it's also kind of a kickstart to political season, right? I mean, to get through the March primary, isn't that right?
Sure.
So this year it seems a little different though because of the new congressional maps, right? Talk to me about, has it upended the process a little bit?
Well, obviously, the maps have definitely shake, rattle, and roll what's happening in politics right now, and they're not settled. There's a lawsuit in El Paso, and there was a status conference last week. The judge has set the maps for a trial, from what I understand, October 1st. And so that is going to depend. If the court throws these maps out, that's going to bring it into a little bit more chaos. So they're not set and final just yet. They did pass through the legislature, and Abbott did sign them. But the legal process still has to weigh out before they're officially final. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was talking with Congressman D.C. last week, and he thinks that there could be a delay in the primary like we saw back in 2012.
That is certainly an option, and I don't think that really benefits folks. We want the best turnout we can, and delayed primaries and orphan primaries where there's just a single race on the ballot or just a single slate of races. It really has low turnout, and that's never really a good thing for our democracy. So hopefully we can keep the schedule tight, but we'll see what happens.
Let me ask you about, last time you and I spoke, things were up in the air for you about where you're going to run. So I heard you've said you're looking at 33, but you're not going to primary Congress in D.C. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, in the redistricting process, what they did is they took about 50% of my existing Congressional District 32 and paired it with part of Mark Vesey's district and part of Jasmine Crockett's district and made it the new 33. And they eliminated all of the Tarrant County part of what was part of 33, and they made it an exclusive Dallas County seat. And of that district, I represent the largest stake of the new seat. I've spoken with Mark. He's trying to figure out what he's going to do. If he chooses not to run for 33 because his main base of support is in Fort Worth and that's no longer part of this, then I'm definitely going to run for 33. But if he chooses to run for 33, I've already made a personal decision that I'm not going to primary Mark Vesey. And so I think Democrats need to be able to get it together and put our resources on a general election and win. We have so many critical races statewide and other things affecting this country that spending millions of dollars on a Democratic primary is not something I'm going to do. And so we'll see. And if that happens, I might look at 24. I don't know what I'm going to do, but right now I have a strong look at 33, and that's probably where I'm going to end up.
So if you're going to run against in the 24th Congressional District, that's a Republican seat held by Beth Van Dyne. That's going to be a tough race.
Oh yeah, it'll be a hard race. It's not something I'm unfamiliar with. When I first ran for the state legislature, I ran against a Republican incumbent and flipped that seat and beat him by 13.5 points. So, part of my district got put into 24. It's also part of the area that I represented in the state legislature. But my preference is 33. That's if you look at what is your district, and if you look at it's the people you represent or is your number. And in the new 33, I have the largest amount of people that I currently represent in that new district of any of the three of us. So, Mark and I are good friends, and we're going to sort it out. And we'll make our announcements whenever those decisions are final, and probably based on the finality of the maps.
Yeah, I mean, if the maps stay the same.
If they're tossed out, I'm running for 32. I'm the incumbent, and we're going to stay where we are. I love my district. I love the folks I represent. I've made some great relationships here. And so that would be my preference, is for the maps to get voided, because I do believe strongly that they are in gross violation of the Voting Rights Act, and that the legal challenges have really strong footing to do that. So, there's just so much limbo happening, but Mark and Jasmine and I work really well together. We're all really good friends, and we will sort it out.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say?
vote Democrat.
Okay, thank you so much.